Hacker Girl on X states tabletop RPG dev Wonderfilled attacks Giant Lord's critics. It just sucks that the community online is so full of bad actors, bigotry, and hatred. Don't believe all these windbags. However, with 12 ghost accounts posting hate in between OSR RPG posts. So this is this guy and Wonderfilled, where they said, truth is when the Giant Lands began, we thought we'd maybe sell 100 copies of our box set. We've sold over 20 times that, so we're good. It just sucks that the community online is so full of bad actors, bigotry, and hatred. And when you hear this guy talk, you're going to be like, project much, bro? Like, I don't think I've seen someone more mentally unwell and angry at everyone that literally are just existing in my life. Don't believe all these windbags. However, with 12 ghost accounts posting hate in between OSR RPG posts, the TTRPG community remains the most welcoming gaming community we've ever been a part of. So we'll dive into what he was saying here, because this is one of those videos that will go down in history. I think people got to remember this one. Wonderfilled. A message from our founder. So he's just posting on his own site here. And yikes.
Going. Yeah, it's me, the guy that started the new TSR. It's true. I had a license from it from the owners, right? And Ernie offered it to me, as did the owners at the time. And I rebooted it. And it sort of became this kind of magnet for white nationalists.
Receipts? Like, if you're going to start, this is the problem with these mentally inept people. You need to provide receipts when you say things like this, because otherwise your words are completely meaningless. They used to mean something. They've lost all power. Now people are like, yeah, no, it's not a believe all women thing, bro. You need to tell us, show us what happened. Who's a white nationalist? What the hell do you even define as a white nationalist? What's that even mean?
Trumpsies. The new
Trumpsies. Yeah, those aren't crazy eyes or anything.
New Fourth Reich Nazis, Trump supporters.
Okay, so now Trump supporters are Fourth Reich Nazis. Okay, I'm not following. Continue.
Yeah, and frankly, all MAGA supporters are Trumpsies. They might not want to admit it now, but this, the second time they voted for him, they knew what they were voting for. And
you can hear his voice trembling, like he's so angry and frustrated that they lost, that they don't know how to handle it. And I know there are a lot of psychologists that were talking about this. I know it's like a TDS thing and all that, but even more so, as time goes on, it's getting worse and worse. It's not like they're healing and coming to grips with reality. They're actually spiraling worse. And it's not something that can be contained. And when I hear this kind of stuff, what's scary is these people walk among us, and this is how their brain operates. It's crazy. I think the world's turned into, well, hey, at least if you don't murder anybody, I guess you can still walk on the streets, bro. But yikes.
We're seeing it. It's affected my life deeply. My family is Hispanic. My family is made of immigrants. My family is made of immigrants all the way back to the birth of this country, serving under General George Washington.
Okay, so I'm sure they'd have plenty of documentation to prove all that then, right? So you have nothing to worry about, of course.
My family actually extends prior to that as well as Native Americans.
Source, trust me, bro. Native Americans. Oh, he's throwing that one in there now, of course. Not just Hispanic, now Native American too.
I always considered that American. And then this happened, really these past 20 years. The GOP made a strategy book for how to steal elections here in the United States with the election of George W. Bush. And it's just sort of continued. They've destroyed the public education system. And now we have the Gestapo working for the biggest criminals of the highest order on the face of the planet.
Now, to be fair, I'd probably be watching this regardless of what this guy did. But because he's the head of a tabletop RPG company and posted this on their official account, you have lost all semblance of reality and all grip of whatever you're holding on to. This is so unhinged, it's not even funny. To post this on a main account of your company is like, bro, what?
In my own country, it's scary. It's truly frightening on a level that I don't think a lot of these bigots that thought giant lands and Wonderfilled were for them, when in fact isn't.
Okay, so if it's very inviting, you are the arbiter of truth and who's allowed in and who's not allowed into your club, but you're very inviting. True diversity, but not for you or any other bigots or anyone else that disagrees with my ideology. And if you voted for Trump, clearly you're a bigot because I don't like Trump. And to me, Trump's a bigot. So because of that, you too, ergo, are a bigot. What if, here's a crazy theory too. What if you thought Kamala Harris was absolutely batshit insane, drunk, alcoholic, had no idea what the hell's going on? And you're like, I'll take the lesser of the worst two evils here and I'll go with Trump. What if you were just that? Would this guy hate you as much too? Like, is it just because you voted for Trump? Does he have the Greg Miller thing where it's like, just don't have to vote, but if you do, just don't vote for Trump? Is it that?
I was trying to create something different because as a person that was
This guy definitely created something different. All right.
always a different color and a sort of a different mentality than all those around me.
These people that talk like this every single time are always the most racist, the most aggressive, bigoted, awful people on the planet. Mentally, they're so fucked up. Like when I am just going about my day, going about my business, going about what I cover, talking to people, I don't see gender. I don't see color. I don't see any of this shit. I don't give a shit about any of it. If it's interesting news, I want to talk about it. And now because I'm like, hey, I like that we're getting some sort of government that is being grounded in reality, enforcing laws and getting the country back on track right now. That makes me a bad person. That's crazy. That's crazy to me because these people like this guy, they have never dealt with any kind of actual struggle in their life. They've never actually realized how bad the world actually can be outside of the United States. So they get in their little safe space and they just shout at you the entire time that you're the problem. And it reminds me of that video we were watching the other night with the people that were protesting and walking into Egypt, and they were like, hey, they let us do this in America. It's like, this is how these people think. It's like, yeah, that's not how the world is. You're crazy. You're crazy.
I wanted to make something different. I wanted to make the kind of game I always wanted as a kid, where people like me were seen. And I didn't see a lot of myself in the.
This guy, all he's doing is spitting vitriol out there and hatred. He's so angry at everyone.
Original TSR stuff, or even a lot of role-playing game supplements. What I did see was a lot of white boy fantasy. Let's face it, I don't have problems with it. I have some white boy in me too.
I press X to doubt. First off, I saw white boy fantasy. I don't have any problems with it, except for this whole video that I'm ranting about white people. But I got white in me too, so it's fine. This guy is so internally conflicted. It's wild.
Some people might say it's a majority of me, but I identify myself as an American from a melting pot. And I always loved having many cultures in my life, studying many religions, having friends of many faiths, colors, shapes, sizes, origins, nations, creeds. It's what's happening now is exactly the opposite. It's unpatriotic and un-American. As you can see, it makes me sort of upset. This is a dry run. I didn't write this, but I thought it was a good idea to
probably should have written down your thoughts and really thought about if it makes sense, because this just destroyed your company, bro. Like this, your company's done now. Now that it gets put on the map, people know who it is. They will ignore it and be like, nope, definitely not that. Don't want to ever support that.
Try to set things straight. My business has been in ruins for, I don't know, 2 years now. I don't think I've sold a game. And that's all right. I don't want to sell to these people. Going through this process really over the past 4.
I've never heard a video of someone so angry and so calm at the same time. Like, this is crazy person sounding.
5 years has been incredibly disheartening to the point where I'm not really interested in making games too much anymore.
No, because you're interested in activism. Yeah, we get it, bro.
I tried to make them for everyone. And
except for you, Trump Nazis. He's making no sense. I try to make my games for everyone, but fuck you if you voted for Trump. Which one is it, bro?
All that happened was my game became a flashpoint of hate that destroyed much of my life, my professional life. I was canceled from the internet.
Oh my God. Does this guy read the John Del Rose book of I've been canceled from the internet? I don't even know who you are. That's my best Thanos voice. Who the fuck are you? I've been canceled. What?
By both sides. And let's face it, fascism is not a problem that's unique to these awful people.
He's a fascist. They always like to project fascism on other people. It's fascinating.
Who now basically rule Twitter, or I'm sorry, X. It's a problem on the left as well. Anytime.
Oh man, now he's calling out the left too. This guy just ran out to the middle of the battlefield with a machine gun, just shooting it in circles.
That you try to regulate what people can say, think, or how they feel, you were on the wrong side. So sometimes I play devil's advocate, and I like to sort of egg people on, both for PR and just sort of the trickster in me, right?
So now that you're self-admitting that right now, another self-owned. So are you doing that right now, sir? How do we know you're not if you say no? Because you just admitted to manipulating your audience and lying and deceiving people to play the devil's advocate. Are you doing that right now?
Right? Because that's how you get people talking. So it seems people are talking about this. And yes, in the future, there will be no white people because white people never existed. Color is an illusion. Race is a lie.
All right, he's definitely on drugs right now. He definitely took a couple edibles. I don't know. Maybe Baked Buddhist, can you help me out? I've never done an edible. Does that make you like start just saying crazy shit? Like, who? Look at this guy. This guy's crazy. Oscar 2000 says, no, weed doesn't make you stupid. I don't know. I saw Half Baked. Schizo Sweet says, meth does this. Jay Viper, the woke mind virus. I feel like this is more than just the woke mind virus. I feel like he did something right before he turned the camera on. There's no way. There's no way.
That's why there is no race in giant lands. No race in giant lands, because race is a myth, right? Sort of like class, right? Also a myth. These things are perpetuated by people that are living centuries ago to try to maintain some kind of sense of superiority over people of color. I just won't accept it anymore. And no, I don't need your business. You don't give me any business anyway. So I ask you please to find your own way and have a good day. Peace and love.
Flipping dual birds at the end at everyone from the official account from Wonderfilled. We're a creative studio and game publisher rooted in the tradition of Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where the RPG was born. This is their website. We make games. Games make the world. Oh, there's that word again we keep seeing. Content is protected. I'm trying to highlight. I've never seen this before. Alert content is protected. What? I'm trying to highlight it. What the fuck? Games make the world better. Better how? They always say that word better. Never define it. We're a Wisconsin-based creative studio, a small business founded in 2018 in Orlando, Florida. We make believe happen for audiences worldwide, both without. I think they mean with our. They were both without own games. Hold on, let me. I don't think you can see it because my face is in the way. Hold on. There's a typo on their main page that I just saw. Both without own games and products and those we deliver for our out clients. Okay, 2 typos. They use the word out twice instead of our twice. And they also have a copyright for 2024, and we're midway through 2025. They should probably update that too. I think we see what happened to Dungeons and Dragons, guys. If these are the people that are taking over tabletop RPGs and the types of wokeness that have invaded it, a Wonderfilled origin story, a boyhood dream. This nerd right here thought he could change the world way back when. Still does. He used to hide in the basement closet just to listen to his older brother roll dice and go crawling in dungeons. All right, this guy's a psycho. In the spirit of great storytellers of yore, Wonderfilled is more than a company. It's an activist group. It is a haven where our imagine reigns supreme. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Anyways, the real thing I really wanted to get to here was the absolute and complete destruction by one friend of the channel, Hypnotic. And this, guys, I've seen desecrations, I've seen takedowns, I've seen absolute obliterations. This one's on a whole nother level. Hypnotic says, I'm a Hispanic. You are also retarded. If people around you were of a different color, which, let's be real, you mean white people, that means you must have grown up in a very white neighborhood. Ironic. Or 2, you didn't have much of a family unit. As a Hispanic, you should know better than anyone. Our family units are packed. I couldn't look left or right without seeing a brown person next to me. You say you didn't sell a game in 2 years and that your business is in ruins, and you decide to make a video attacking more than half the country. Actually, you could say all the country because he said it also happens on the left too. And saying, I don't care. I don't want your business anyway. Dude, the people who side with you ideologically aren't giving you their business either. This video might earn you some pity sales, which I doubt it will. But you will still be in ruins in every way, both emotionally and business. Do what Hispanics do and work. Work hard. Skip the ideology bullshit because no one is buying it. The whole woe is me, I'm brown shit is ridiculous. Save that for the other groups of people out there. Man, Hypnotic got the fucking sandal out. Also, that whole ending with peace and love and then raising the middle finger shows exactly how cringe and insane you've really become. Did you really think you did something with that? By the way, you pay Elon Musk, that white Nazi you love to claim they are. He's South African, by the way, for a blue check mark on his platform in the hopes to garner some money and further reach through X Blue. So you, in fact, support those white Nazis. That's amazing. Absolutely complete and utter destruction. But it doesn't stop there because we also have 8-Bit Eric. Proud Mexican here. Proud Trump supporter. Father, retired Air Force and worked for INS and retired there too. Keep projecting and blaming your failures on the white man and Trump. I've never had to do it. Savvy, why didn't the target demographic show up? White people are a global minority. So why didn't the gays and black people and everyone else who is your target show up? John Douglas, okay, so you're just a hateful piece of shit. Got it. Imagine thinking that broadcasting to the whole world your race-hating tabletop wankfest is a good idea. Have fun with your business strategy that's already crashing D&D into the dirt, you wall-eyed. Sir Dave says, are the Trumpsies in the room with you now? Are they in the walls? Poor guy living in a deluded fantasy world where he's surrounded by Nazis and he has no one to blame for his problems but his gay ass self. Which, by the way, this guy is 100% gay. You can tell by his mannerisms, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What I do have an issue with is him trying to pretend like he's not, and him trying to pretend like he's better than that, and him trying to pretend like everyone else is the problem. And it's just a lot of insecurities, a lot of projection, and pushing that onto the entire community. And I'm going to call that shit out every time I see it. And so is Hypnotic. So is Savvy. So is 8-Bit Eric. So is Toasty. So is everyone. Sheepsidian, Tebow, J Viper, gang's all here. What the hell is this? Kami Mart says the crash out will be televised. Wonderfilled replied, appreciate it. I don't think you understand, Wonderfilled. I mean, these are all like a 280 to 0 ratio city. I don't know. This crash out is pretty epic. See, nobody says he just replied. Let's see what nobody said. What drugs did you take before going on this unhinged and recent rant to think this video was a good idea? I wonder if he'll answer that. For his sake, I know this is going to sound bad to say. I hope he was on a lot of drugs because at least then I could be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That crash out was just, I mean, it clearly just amplified what he's thinking deep down, but at least he didn't have the thing in his brain to be like, I shouldn't do this. Okay, I can try to, I'm still not ever buying shit from this thing ever, but at least I can understand that that's how it happened. If he was not on any kind of narcotics and stuff and he did this rant, that's even worse. Like, yikes, bro. big yikes. Big yikes. Mercenary for the two. Somebody once told me pics or it didn't happen. Receipts would go a long way with this guy. But in fact, you can tell technology giveth and technology taketh. And some people should not have a cell phone or a camera and the ability to record and upload to the world. Because yikes, when people get to see who you really are, you have failed as a person uploading this. Like, this is now this guy's legacy forever. We all know who he is. We all will remember. And there is no coming back from this. Like, zero. No mea culpas will be had. Nightmare for the two. I pity his poor husband. I mean, I would imagine if he does have a husband, that his husband is 100% in lockstep with him. So I would not pity his husband either. Just in time for the two. He's my native brother. Teslas. Leowatha Warren. Oh, God. Classic. Mercenary for the 5-banger. I have been physically assaulted by people like this over my Make Gaming Great Side Scrollers hat. No, I won't stop wearing it. I will not bend the knee. Well, good on you, Mercenary. Just know that there are people like this out there, and they will continue to come at you. So always keep your head on a swivel because they're crazy. There's some crazy people out there. Wait, we got Epic. Is Epic Mike in here? Epic Mike is here. He says, Smash didn't see my quote tweet. Sad. Epic Mike had a quote tweet on this guy? Hold on. I need to bring it up. Epic Mike says, you had a chance to be creative and make something special and unique. Instead, you chose to become blinded by politics and a victim narrative. You've sacrificed creativity and artistic expression on the altar of identity and politics and will reap nothing of value. I wish this would wake you up, but instead you'll ignore this and choose to label me a racist, Trump-supporting Nazi, ignoring that I'm Black and not a conservative because it counters your narrow viewpoint of the world. It's a damn shame, bro. That also earns a retweet. Holy shit. That's a banger. That's a banger. Nice work, bro. God damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. Shout out to Epic Mike with the 2 first place finishes in a row tonight with Mario Kart. I was I was impressed with that. We got the DCV Titan for the 5-banger who says, I want to see myself in the game / movie / comic / book / theater play. Say the most uninteresting people on the goddamn planet. Anybody who is grounded, rational, and based would never say, I want to see myself in something, because they are already fulfilled in their life and they just want to escape. They just want to have some fun. They just want to get away. They don't want to have to see themselves when they turn something on. I will never understand that shit for the life of me. Just in time for the 5-banger. Free Palestine guy militant goes to Gaza. Oh, it's such a nice view of the region from this roof. Splat. Oh, I said free Palestine guy. Free Palestine gay militant. There we go. I was like, guy. Gay makes more sense with the roof falling. Shout out to Just in Time for the 5-banger. And notice how all these people talk a big game, but they never actually want to go and do anything. They just want to cry about it for attention. Like, if you really cared as much as these people sound like they want to sound like, why aren't you doing something about it? Why aren't you going there? Why aren't you saving your money up, moving there and being like, I'm going to fix this shit because this is where I'm going to place my stake in this world and make this change that I care about. This is what drives me. Because it's all performative. None of them actually give a shit. They just want attention. It's a cry for help. They need a padded room. Stokes says, I heard you could afford guac at Chipotle. No, I can't. That's why I complained about it. Like, guacamole at Chipotle was $2.95, guys. $2.95. I mean, that's like, I need a minute here. When that happened, I was like, my steak burrito is how much? The guy's like, it was like $18. I was like, it's a steak burrito with guac. He's like, yep. All right. I'm like, mental note, never get guac at Chipotle ever again.